It's time. We're gonna do the Asuka matchup tier list. Here we go. Matchup chart, matchup tier list, whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and do it. So, should make the categories first. Cubes are strong. Then we'll have the middle one here. Cubes are okay. Third one will be cubes are weak. And then the last one, cubes don't work. Okay, so we got our categories. Cubes are strong, cubes are okay, cubes are weak, cubes don't work. Okay, so right off the bat, Sol Badguy, I'll say cubes are okay. They can work depending on the situation. The biggest threat is Night Raid Vortex, but also his Far Slash though. Far Slash and 6H. Because like round start, you have to worry about 6H. At neutral, and even in a block string, you do got to worry about Night Raid Vortex. And then Far Slash has a habit of just, you know, passing through a cube and counter hitting you. Actually, I don't know. Are cubes okay? I got to think about this one. I'll have that there for now, but I'll have to think. I'll really have to think about it, because the matchup overall is okay. Like I said, the reasons I listed before can be tough. If he gets you in the corner, of course, you know, like everybody got to suffer. But if you get him in the corner, because I should preface this for all matchups. The thing about Asuka in general is, if he has the right set of cards, like if he has the right hand and he has you in the corner, then like every matchup is the same at that point. But the difficulty is getting to that point. Like, how easy is it for you to get to that point? And then at neutral, how effective are your tools? Because at neutral, I think is where the character really suffers. Because at neutral, in some matchups, it's like his kit just doesn't work. So I'll just, for now, I'll say cubes are okay. Ky, I feel like cubes are pretty strong. The best thing for Ky is just he can do Stun Dipper, and that can be effective, but I mean, Stun Dipper doesn't really beat Sweep. And then most cubes are pretty good against Ky. I mean, because he's just such a like regular character. Like, he does have Stun Dipper, like I said, but it's like that's the same for everybody. You know, Stun Dipper is the same for everybody, so I don't think it's that big a deal. The matchup definitely feels like pretty even. I don't feel like Asuka really has an advantage over him, and I don't feel like Ky really caused him too much trouble. But yeah, overall, I would say that at neutral, cubes are pretty strong against Ky, because I mean, he only has the regular fireball. Mei, this is a tough one. I feel like I kind of want to say cubes are weak. This matchup is notoriously pretty tough, because Dolphin just catapults into you. Like, her mobility, she's hard to pin down, and then she does so much damage that if she actually makes contact with you, you just die. But it's like, yeah, Totsugeki is like really, really strong. She also has the slide, which is really good. You know, 5H exists. Like, Mei is not really a character that just really cares about cubes. She's just like all over the place. So yeah, I would say cubes are weak. I do think that's not one of his worst matchups overall. I don't think the matchup is that bad, but just like at neutral, you have to be very, very careful, because yeah, Totsugeki exists and it will just pulverize cubes and counter hit you, and if that happens again, you're dead. So yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Axl. Yep. This one is tough because at neutral, yeah, I mean, obviously cubes do not work. If you corner him though, he doesn't have a good reversal. I mean, he has a wake up super, but like if you corner him though, you can really, you know, go crazy on him. The only thing you have to worry about is a super, but at neutral, it's just like, I mean, 5p. That's really all I gotta say. 5p, it's gonna smack you out of anything you try to do. Any cube is just gonna fly through it and just smack you in the face. So yeah, that's a pretty obvious cubes don't work. Very, very uphill battle. Like, the Axl player wants to keep the match at neutral, and the Asuka player wants to get Axl to the corner. So that whole matchup is basically just like a battle for spacing, and whoever gets their ideal space first is gonna win. Chipp. I'm gonna say cubes are okay. For Chipp, it's like, it's hard to pin him down because obviously because of his mobility, but also his movement speed. He can literally just like run up to you like before you can really even cast anything. Like a Chipp just running towards you on Asuka is a pretty big deal. So it's like you'd have to worry about that. But I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's like too bad, because some of the things he does have to deal with, like if you have the fireball, like the fire orb, flame cube is good, earth spike is good, the lightning is good. It's just like the standard attacks he can kind of run through. And then obviously if he gets on your block, you don't have any reversal outside of the ice to defend yourself. So it can be problematic if he gets on top of you, but I do feel like the matchup is just kind of okay. It's kind of okay. I don't think it's that bad. Like a little troublesome, but I don't think that bad. Pot. Sheesh. I'm gonna try to order this as best I can too. Yeah, I mean, do I need to explain this one? I feel like everybody already knows. Like, do you really need an explanation? I mean, it's like one of the worst matchups in the entire game. He has slide head, he has hammer fall, and then he has the flick. You know, the flick, the fact that flick works on Asuka's sweep, you can't even use your best button. Asuka's best button is sweep, and you can't use it. If you do 2D, he can just flick it back at you and turn it into a fireball. I mean, it's absolutely heinous. It's insane. It's just, yeah, it is kind of like Z Broly versus Frieza all over again. It's very reminiscent of that. It's very reminiscent of that. It's just, yeah, definitely, yeah, that one, I feel like I don't have to go into very much detail. It's terrible. Faust. This is a pretty surprising one. Faust, I'm gonna say cubes are weak just because they don't really work against him that well, if at all. His buttons are just so huge, and his dive kick, like his dive kick will just eat through every single kind of cube you have. And then also he can teleport. So at neutral against Faust, it's just very, very, very sporadic. Much like most of the other characters, you just gotta kind of hope that you can get the game to the corner, because at neutral, it's just kind of like a nightmare trying to like pin him down with like with really anything. And then like when he's got items on the screen and like mini Faust is out or anything like that, and he's like doing dive kicks and stuff, it's like it's pretty nightmarish. Not to mention he can just stab you. You know, the stab is basically full screen, and that'll fly through cubes and just immediately, you know, just impale you, and then, you know, you're getting hit by the baseball and blah blah blah. Like, yeah, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. Millia, I feel, is almost exactly like Chipp. Her mobility is so high that it's just kind of hard to pin her down at all, because she can just jump so high. So it's like you have to use like very specific cards in very specific ways to really even engage with her. Like, I don't feel like overall her kit is that crazy or scary. I mean, much like, again, a lot of these characters are going to be kind of the same because it's just the way Asuka's set up. If she gets on top of you, then yeah, you can lose. Again, no reversal super, so you can just get mixed to death. No reversal super plus mega low health character means that, you know, even Millia can kill you, you know, because Millia players, they're always like, you know, oh, I got to hit you 20 times. You don't got to hit Asuka 20 times, especially if his meter is low. It's, yeah, it's an explosive matchup, I would say. Overall, I feel like she can kind of ignore cubes to a degree. Not to the point where I'd say they're weak, but I definitely wouldn't say like they're very strong against Millia. Zato. Damn, this is another one. This might be the biggest category here. But Zato, believe it or not, I have played this matchup a lot. Surprisingly, you would think that it would be hard to get a lot of Zato matchup experience, but somehow I run into Zatos. I think it's because Zato players are just willing to fight anybody, because a lot of other character players will decline me like frequently. But I always, when I see a Zato pop up, I always go to them because I know they won't decline me. So in this matchup, cubes are okay. Like, they can definitely cook. Like, depending on what you have and what's available, it is possible to just destroy Eddie. Like, there's a lot of cubes that can just instantly vaporize Eddie. But also Oppose exists. Oppose is very, very, very good in this matchup. If a Zato is using Oppose, then it'll just absorb every single cube. And then also the frog can eat through every cube, and then that's a lot can destroy pretty much infinite amount of cubes because it's so active. So Zato has a lot of ways of dealing with it, but he is very low health on top of flight, so he has the mobility just like these other two. He's got the mobility to kind of stay at an angle where it's hard to shoot him. So he's got that going. But if you do corner him, it's very tough for Zato to get out because he doesn't have any sort of reversal, and then he has mega low health. So even like chip damage adds up on him. So kind of similar to some of these other characters, it's kind of a race to see who gets started. But in this case, I feel like the neutral aspect is pretty even on both sides because the Zato player wants to slowly work Eddie in, and the Asuka player wants to, you know, lock him down and push him to the corner. So yeah, I feel like he goes into cubes are okay as well. Ram. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this one's pretty obvious. He was pretty weak against Ram. She has the sword throw. You have to look out for that at all times. Like if you're doing, even if you have a spectacular hand, an amazing hand, sword toss can just boom. It'll just fly through everything and just hit you immediately. Of course, you never want to get cornered by her. And then also Far Slash exists. Far Slash exists. Rekka exists. Very, very dangerous. I don't feel like this one is a big shocker to anybody. I'd probably do... Nah, I think this is more accurate. I want to try to order it as best I can. Like, this is pretty accurate. Yeah, main thing, the sword toss. Sword toss is just such a spoiler and such a jump scare that you have to be looking for that at all times. Like, literally at all times. This fella, Leo. Yep, right here. Cubes just straight up don't work. Sonic Boom absolutely just obliterates Asuka's entire neutral. It just kills. He can just do Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. You can't throw a singular cube at him, like not one. It'll never get through. If he does the giant cross Sonic Boom, not only will he destroy all your cubes, but then he gets to run in and mix you. When he gets on top of you, it's tough. If he knocks you down, it's tough. If he gets you cornered, it's tough. That matchup is really, really, really tough for Asuka to win at all. The neutral is pretty nightmarish. Again, if you do get the corner, you can cook, but that's every matchup. But getting to the corner, it's right up there. I mean, I might actually do this. I don't know. It's that bad. These two, it's hard for me to choose who's above who here. It's really that bad. I'll say Pot because of Flick, because Flick is just so crazy, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. This fella. Cubes are weak. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Once his blood is up, full screen slash, and Beyblade exists. If you throw a cube and he does 6p into Beyblade, good luck. 6p Beyblade exists. When you're at neutral with Nago, it's basically like an old Western standoff. Like he's just sitting there staring at you. you're staring at him and it's like, who's gonna blink first? If you throw a cube, that just gives him the opportunity to do 6P Beyblade and just be right on top of you instantly. Random Beyblade by itself will just, you know, kill you for trying to throw cubes. It's pretty bad. I wouldn't put him all the way down here and cubes don't work, but it's pretty bad. I feel like he's pretty high up here. You really just gotta pay a lot of attention to the blood gauge, try to work him to the corner and keep him there, because yeah, neutral, very, very sporadic. Geo, believe it or not, I will say cubes are strong. I do think cubes are strong against Geo. She just has to deal with it. Like literally, she just has to deal with it. I know what you're thinking, Spiral Arrow. You know, she does have Spiral Arrow, but it's so slow compared to all these other characters that have ways of like just flying through multiple cubes at once and jump scaring you. Is just way faster. Like you can obviously see Spiral Arrow and you can 6P it. I don't think it's a good thing that the Geo player has to do Spiral Arrow. That's just not good for them. And she just kind of gets zoned. Like she has to deal with it. And it's, I don't know, it's like everything's on her. Like she's just got to deal with it. I don't think that she really has much to do. I mean, dash up, far slash, and dash up sweep are also good, but I mean, that's good against everybody. But in terms of like dealing with, you know, Asuka's onslaught of cubes, I think like, I don't know, if you see a Giovanna when you're an Asuka player, you're just like, yeah, I can definitely win. Anji, here we go again. I'm kind of stuck on where to put him. I kind of want to do this. I'm kind of thinking this. Yeah, cubes just flat out do not work. He can just spin, and they'll just never affect him. Just spin. And not only that, the spin, like, you know, closes distance and then puts you in a guard break, or he can spin and then do the low. Yeah, your whole neutral is just out the window. Just doesn't do anything. Even the almighty Hell Zone does nothing. Level 5 Fire Cube does nothing. Like if he's gonna spin, he's gonna spin, and the cubes just auto activate his invincibility every time. So yeah, it's very, very bad matchup. You know, this is a tough one. One of these two, I kind of want to put her here because, yeah, I think, yeah, this probably here. She's kind of the same as Leo. Like I would put her up here, but nah, the matchup is way tougher. I would rather fight any of these characters than her. So that's how I know she belongs here. Like I would rather fight these characters. Like I still feel like, you know, if I really focus up, I can still win. When I fight these characters, I'm just like, damn, I'm cooked. Like I'm cooked on character select, you know, it's over. Like Ino, she just has too many ways of just completely bypassing Asuka's neutral. Like stroke goes under everything, and then Chemical Love, her fireball, will just instant counter hit you from full screen. Like if you're trying to throw any cube at all of any kind, Hell Zone, Fire Cube, you know, Water Cube, Wind Cube, whatever, they can basically hit you with Chemical Love on reaction, and there's just no risk to them because they're so far away. And like literally, yeah, it'll just hit you full screen while going through like every single cube and then knock you down. And then once you get knocked down, you know what comes next. You're getting mixed. So yeah, that matchup is insanely tough. This guy. So this one, I'm kind of torn because on one hand, I want to say cubes are okay. On one hand, I kind of feel like he's here because you can definitely rush him down. But then on the other hand, I kind of want to put him here because of White Wild Assault. Like when you're fighting him, not only does he have drone to like block cubes for free, but White Wild Assault exists. And when you're fighting a White Wild Assault character, it basically puts you in a stalemate of like, okay, now I'm just standing here. Because if you throw a single cube and they react with White Wild Assault, it's gonna fly through it and counter hit you. Now you're hard knocked down. Now you've got this guy on your block, on your wake up. Wow, that's a factor for Nago. It is, but I still feel like the matchup is still kind of the same. It's not as detrimental for him to be on your wake up as this guy. Like, I mean, if you get hit by this fella even one time, you're probably dead with Asuka health, and especially if you know, if it depletes your mana, and then he does deplete your mana. So I feel like I'll put him here. Like, I'll put him next to Nago because they are very similar. They're very similar. Like, if he didn't have White Wild Assault, I don't think he would be that scary. Matter of fact, if he didn't have it, you could just zone him out because he is so slow and his jump is so low to the ground that cubes, I feel like, would just destroy him. But again, White Wild Assault exists, so that just throws a nail in the whole situation. So yeah, I think he goes about there. And then again, if he gets on your block, it's just feels like the end of the world. And he does have the machine gun. You have to always watch out for the machine gun. And with how powerful the machine gun is now, if you get shot, you just, I mean, the machine gun will literally, because when you take chip damage, it depletes your mana. So if you block the machine gun without using, you know, barrier block, it'll just deplete all your mana instantly. So you have to trade your tension to keep your mana. It's pretty ugly. Jack O. I'm gonna put her here. She's very similar to everybody else here that I've talked about. I feel like this match is pretty even overall. Both characters are trying to do the exact same thing. She's trying to do to me what I'm trying to do to her. Like, she's trying to fill the screen with nonsense. I'm trying to fill the screen with nonsense. It's basically the same thing. I don't feel like she has anything that's really great against cubes. I would put her up here if she didn't have minion kick. But minion kick is pretty scary, so you got to watch out for that. And then minion toss can be very problematic too. Like, that can eat through a bunch of cubes at the same time. So if it wasn't for that, I would put her up here, because you can, if you get started on Jacko, you can go pretty crazy, but that goes both ways. If she gets started, she goes crazy on you. So I feel like this is probably one of the most even matchups that Asuka has overall. It's very even in the sense of, like, you're literally both trying to do the exact same thing. Chaos. I'm gonna put him here. This matchup is one of the matchups that I have the most experience with. Like, I feel like Chaos I've fought almost more than anybody. Again, because a Chaos will never decline you. Chaos players will just play you because every matchup is the same, so they don't care. So whenever I see a Chaos on the floor, I always like approach them because I'm like, okay, this dude's not gonna decline me. So the Chaos matchup, cubes are weak. I would put this here because the matchup is kind of the same as Jacko, because again, we're both just trying to rush each other down to death. But the problem is he just has a huge advantage in the match because he can just shoot you. The gunshot is 1,000,000 times faster than any cube. So anytime you try to throw a cube and he does steady aim shot, it's just gonna shoot you and the cube's gonna disappear, even if it's like right in front of his face. So as long as he has bullets in tension, he auto wins the neutral, because again, you can never throw a cube at him. I kind of almost want to say cubes don't work, because they kind of don't. I feel like it is worse than, yeah, it is worse than cubes are weak, because it's not that they're weak. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't feel like, but I don't know. I don't think the matchup is as bad as these characters, though. I got to think about this one. I'll put it here because I don't know. It's really hard, but I still feel like I can win most of the time. Most of the time when I fight a Chaos, I don't feel like I'm doomed. I just feel like it's really hard. When I fight these characters, I'm like, man, I gotta get lucky, you know? I need something to happen. But I don't really feel like that against him. But it is tough because, yeah, he can just shoot you. He can just shoot you, and I don't know. You gotta chase him down. Baiken. Yeah, I'm gonna say cubes are strong. Cubes are strong on Baiken. She does get zoned out. She does have 6P Kabaddi. 6P Kabaddi is good in the matchup, but it's not great. I don't think she has as many good tools to get around cubes as the characters in this tier do. So I feel like they are pretty good against her. Not saying she can't win, because obviously her rushdown is so powerful now that if she gets on top of you, like, obviously you just get cooked instantly. But I feel like in the neutral, cubes are pretty good against her overall. And she has the super, like the super gunshot can be like scary. Super gunshot is really the only hard counter. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, once you play the matchup enough, you know when that's coming. You know when super gunshot's coming. And it's like, if you predict it, basically they just waste their meter. And again, I would say the same thing that I said about Giovanna. It's not good that she has to do that. The fact that she has to spend her attention to try to shoot me is just not good. So I feel like she belongs up here, and cubes are strong. Cubes are definitely strong against her. Then you have the opposite, Testament. No, cubes do not work for a variety of reasons. Testament's Fireball. No. Testament's Teleport. No. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Testament's gigantic buttons, 6H, 5S, just, 6P into Fireball, just so many reasons why cubes just do not work. Teleport is insanely disruptive. You can spend like your best card and she can just teleport behind you. You can spend your best card, she can just do Fireball and it'll just eat through it all. Just doesn't work. Doesn't work. Matchup is, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Brisket. I mean, this one is notorious. This is a notorious one. I mean, I feel like everybody already knows this. Everybody already, I feel like this is another one. It's kind of similar to Pot. I feel like people just know this already. Bridget, she just doesn't care. To put it simply, she just doesn't care about cubes at all. Far slash, heavy slash, and then the yo-yo toss are just a nightmare. And then the fact that she is a mix-up character is also a nightmare for Asuka, who doesn't have a reversal super. So that's just really tough. If he gets locked down, which he probably is going to, it's tough. She's got Beyblade. No, not Beyblade, but she got the Sonic spin. Yeah, homing attack. It's just, yeah, this one I feel like I don't need to go into too much detail because everybody knows this matchup it's horrible. Like Brisket, really hard to beat. This fella too, man, this is really, I kind of want to say don't work, but I'll put him here. I don't know, man. Beak Driver and the Slide, both. Like, if he has stamina, you really can't throw anything at him. Because if he has any stamina, if you throw a single cube, 6P Beak Driver, and then, yeah, I mean, you're cooked. Even that's something you can't beat even if you throw multiple cubes. If you throw multiple cubes because you think they're gonna 6P Slide, and now you're counter hit, now you're corner carried, or you're probably super through the wall. It's really tough to beat him. It's the dual rulers guy. I feel like he would go here. I feel like he would go there. It really is Beak Driver. Beak Driver it's a nightmare. Dealing with Beak Driver is like actually a nightmare. It's so tough. And then, man, another one. Holy cow. This one, I feel like I gotta put him like here. The Bedman matchup is just, you just kind of stand there. He's actually the true zoner. If he does Fireball Lightning, you can't move. Fireball, lightning, fireball, lightning, fireball, lightning, fireball, lightning, and you're just locked. Like, Bedman's gonna outzone you on top of the fact that he has White Wild Assault. He's got better zoning tools than you, and he's got White Wild Assault, and he's got the spin. God forbid he installs. I almost forgot about the install. Yeah, if he goes into install, you just pack it up pretty much. He's getting depression looking at this. It's pretty tough, man. A lot of these matchups, all these matchups on the bottom are just so sad because you don't get to play the character. Anything you try to do, you're just like on the screen without any real purpose. But Bedman, yeah, White Wild Assault, his projectiles, the roll, and then his install. I mean, he's just got way too many ways of just being like, nah, not today, buddy. Johnny, I mean, you already know what the vibe is. You already know. Damn, this list is depressing. I'm starting to get depressed. This list is this list is depressing. I mean, I got 2 words for you, Misfiner. I mean, Misfiner, I mean, do I have to elaborate on that? Misfiner, you're just cooked. Doesn't matter what you're trying to do. Misfiner. It's a staircase. It does look like a staircase. Yeah, so Misfiner, I mean, once he gets you in the corner, GG's. But at neutral, you're just always at a disadvantage because of Misfiner. Just at all times, it can always hit you. Like, he can move forward and do it. You can try to get around it by using, in test case 2, you can activate because Misfiner is somewhat, you know, narrow in its, not in its range, but like in its angle. It has a very specific angle. So certain cards you can jump and shoot them, but then they can also angle it upwards. So that's not always a good idea. If you jump and they angle it upwards, you're cooked. So you can go into test case 2 and get the high gravity staff that makes the cubes bounce downward. If you do that, you can jump and shoot, but I mean, that's like a what if, and that's still not really guaranteed. At the end of the day, that matchup it's just kind of cursed. It's really, really hard. It's really hard to like get any sort of traction going. Elphelt, cubes are pretty weak. I feel like I would put her like here. Her fireball, actually, I feel like she'd probably go like right there. Like, she's close to being here, but I feel like, yeah, she probably goes at the top of this. Her fireball can just really just kind of hold you hostage. It can just, like, you know, go through everything. And then her lariat is just a huge, huge, huge problem. If they ever do 6P lariat, you know, you could be cooked. And then now you got Elphelt on your wake up, and at that point it's just good luck, buddy. You know, good luck. So between her fireball and her lariat, it's very, very, very hard to get anything started. You can, but also the thing that's difficult about fighting her as well is her super. The fact that her reversal super hits from like 2 character spaces away. Like, even if you're doing Asuka pressure from like what's normally a safe distance, she can still super you, which is insane. Most characters can't hit you from the range that she does. And yeah, that's just like something that you got to worry about on top of the lariat and the fireball and just not getting mixed. So yeah, that one's tough. A.B.A. Man, so a lot of people think that she goes up here. No, she's either here or here. The main reason, I'm gonna say cubes are okay. So this is a very complicated matchup overall. I mean, all matchups are complicated, but this one's very complicated. If she is in Jolly stance, then she has the parry. She has the parry and the slide. So she can just parry literally everything on reaction. So you throwing cubes at her when she's, you know, in her good mood really doesn't do anything because parry exists. So she can just parry it, But when she switches to jealousy, she loses that. So at that point, even though she can get in because she can move at lightning speed, in that stance, she's very susceptible to zoning. So it's like if you hold on to your good cards for after they go into Jolly, they basically have to like run at you and do the armor move. If they do that, then yeah, they can eat through an infinite number of cubes. But I mean, that's difficult. It's kind of a toss-up in my opinion. When she's in her neutral stance, cubes kind of suck, but ironically, when she transforms, they become pretty good. But she's still dangerous because I mean, obviously, you know, she's running at you at the speed of light. If she gets on top of you, it's really tough. So yeah, that one kind of goes both ways. I've fought A.B.A a lot. So like I have a lot of experience in this matchup. I feel like, yeah, that one is pretty back and forth. It just depends on what cards you have and what stance that she's in. This one, I mean, this one's pretty obvious. I mean, everybody knows this one. This is one I don't really got to talk about. I wouldn't really put him down here because of the fact that he doesn't have a wake up anymore. Because of the fact that he doesn't have a wake up, you can actually beat Slayer. The main thing in the Slayer matchup is that you're just constantly waiting for Mappa. If you throw a cube and he Mappas, you're cooked because it's just gonna fly through and just counter hit you and you're gonna explode and you're gonna die. And if he has meter, you have to just wait for it. Like it's kind of holds you hostage. So it's a bigger deal because him and Baiken threaten the same thing. It's like, oh, when I have a bar, you can't mess with me. The threat is just worse on him because it's just such a bad thing to get hit by it. But also he just has Mappa, which again, can just fly through and just hit you at any time. And then again, no reversal, so it's very hard to get him off of you. You can literally get deleted. And he has his 2H. His 2H is insanely powerful in the matchup because it crushes 2D. If you try to sweep and they just happen to be mashing 2H, you literally die because the raw 2H combo goes into the Mappa loop. So you literally get Mappa looped just for pressing your best button. Your best button leads to you in a Mappa loop. So yeah, not a good time for the Asuka player. You can win though. You can win if you just knock him down. If you knock him down, since he doesn't have a true reversal, it's really hard for him to do anything. But you got to get there. And then again, playing neutral with Slayer is like a game of chicken. Like you're just literally playing a game of chicken with him. Dizzy. Surprise, surprise. I feel like this is another one that is pretty obvious. Michael Sword and the ice. She can ice you full screen on reaction. Ice right through. The moment you throw a cube, ice, you're frozen. The moment you throw a cube, Michael Sword, your counter hit, and then you're frozen. Not to mention her anti-projectile, the fire spike that literally counters projectiles and then still attacks you. So I mean, I feel like this is one that's pretty obvious. I feel like most people know this one. And I mean, if it's one, if you just think about it for 2 seconds, you're just like, oh yeah, that just doesn't seem like it would work. It doesn't. Venom. Okay, so for this one, I want to say cubes are okay, but I feel like I got to put him at the bottom here because he definitely has the neutral advantage for sure. He definitely has the neutral advantage just because his fireball is just so much better than yours. Like the actual, I'm blanking on the name, but the actual Sonic Boom one, the Sonic Boom fireball, the one that goes like super speed, that one will just, it'll again, like most other people here, from full screen. It's kind of, fighting him is kind of like fighting Happy Chaos. That's why I have them next to each other. It is actually kind of like the same feeling. Like I'm trying to rush him down, he's trying to rush me down, but if he's away from me, his fireball is just way better than mine. Like every fireball I have just loses to Sonic Boom. It's very similar to Leo. Just it's not as drastic as Leo, but it's close. on top of the fact that you're trying not to get, you know, just completely mixed. But I do feel like it is, you can win. Like it's a tough matchup. It's the same feeling I have with Chaos. It's a tough matchup, but you can win. It's just not easy. It's just not an easy matchup at all. But I don't feel like it's impossible. And then Unika. This is a tough one. Either here or here. This is another one. The more I play this matchup, the less I like it. I feel like she goes pretty high. Her stun dipper, for some reason, hers is better than Ky's. Because remember earlier I said against Ky, yeah, you got to watch out for stun dipper, but it ain't that bad. Hers is way worse for some reason. I don't know if it has to do with the active frames, but she can just stun dipper. Her stun dipper works exactly like Mappa does. You know what makes it worse is that 9 times out of 10, hers is like safe. That's why, like most of the time hers is gonna be safe. And I think it's because it's so active. It works exactly like Mappa. If a Unika just randomly does it, at the same time you're throwing a cube, it's just gonna slide through it and then hit you. Not to mention she has the laser. The laser just shoots you instantly. It's a lot like Chaos and Venom. If you're both full screen, she has the advantage. It's gonna be laser, 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 laser. So now you gotta jump. And then, you know, everybody knows in this game, you don't want to jump too much. You don't want to be airborne for too long, but you have to be. And then also there's this button. I don't know if you've heard of it. There's this one button called 5H. 5H exists. And a character like Unika, I feel like Asuka is sort of a dream matchup for her because she has Exard Gatlings. So the fact that she gets to Gatling off of cubes is just really good for her. Basically, she gets to go into her stance every time you throw a cube. And if you throw multiple cubes, she can just keep canceling. So I don't know. I might even put her down here. Like I don't know, man. It's pretty crazy. It's early, so I don't want to kind of doom. She still hasn't been out that long, but fighting her to me feels a lot like fighting Slayer. But the difference is that freaking DP, bro. That DP, I hate that DP so much. Like, why does it hit you from so far, bro? Like, every character in the game, I stand at the same range for my Oki. With my Oki, I stand at like a 2 character space range, and it's like, okay, from here, nothing can hit me. I can put a meaty cube on their wake up. Doesn't work against her. If you do, most characters, if you do meaty sweep and they DP, because you know the DP goes up at an angle, most of the time it won't hit you for 90% of the cast. But like with her, it counter hits you. You can get counter hit from doing like max distance sweep, which is crazy. And you can get counter hit for doing a meaty fireball from roughly 2 character spaces away. The second part of it will counter hit you. So not only is it hard to play with her at neutral, but when you knock her down, you have to get so far away to bait the DP that it's honestly, it's toxic. It feels really toxic how far away you have to get in order to actually properly bait it. And then because it's Asuka, we all know that Asuka is not a good punishment character. He's not good at punishing DPs because of the fact that you never know what you're gonna have on hand. Yes, she's in a counter hit state, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna have anything available to actually punish her with. Most characters, you know, when they're coming down out of the air from a DP, you can dust them, but her, she's so far away that you're probably not gonna have time to do that. And then whether or not you even get a decent punish is gonna depend on if you have the card available. So yeah, that matchup, the more I play against Unika, the less I enjoy that matchup. Right now, as of right now, I really don't like it. I don't think I would put her down here with these characters because these characters are just hell, but it's hard. It's really hard. And Lucy, I'll let you know after Evo. Just put her in cubes don't work. That's where she's gonna be. I mean, she might be there. She might be there. Who knows? But yeah, this is the list. I feel pretty good about this. I mean, and this list is not to doom, by the way. This is not a doom list. I'm not doing this to be like, oh, look at how terrible Asuka is, you know? He sucks. This character's trash. Like, nah, quite the opposite. I still think he's insanely fun. I have no plans of dropping him. I really love playing him, even though his matchup spread is like really bad. I mean, it would be cool if in the upcoming patch that he does get some buffs and like maybe that could help out with some of these matchups that just feel really tough. But yeah, as it is right now, I do feel like he is overall a struggle character in my opinion. I just feel like he struggles in most matchups, but at the end of the day, he's still very, very fun. But yeah, this is the list. Let me know what you guys think.